The year was 1024. The night air carried a chill through the stone walls of a small mountain village. Dogs barked in the distance. Wind whispered through the olive trees. And inside a modest home lit only by a flickering oil lamp sat an old man, Hassan bin Rafi. He was not famous, nor was he wealthy. But in his village, people came from miles away just to ask him for dua, because somehow every prayer he made came true. When they prayed for rain, it rained. When they prayed for healing, the sick recovered. Yet Hassan never claimed any power of his own. "I am only the one who knocks," he would say. "The one who answers is Allah." One night, the wind outside howled stronger than usual. The oil lamp trembled, its flame bending low. Hassan closed the Qur'an, placed his hands together, and began to weep. But this time, his prayer was not for his village. It was for those yet to be born. "My Lord," he whispered, "if one day these lands are drowned in injustice, if hearts grow hard and faith grows thin, then raise from among them someone, anyone, who will carry your light again. I do not need to know his name, only that he walks beneath the shade of this prayer." The room fell still. Even the wind outside paused for a moment. And when Hassan said his final Ameen, it was as if the mountains themselves echoed it back. The flame flickered once, then went out, and the prayer rose unseen into the heavens. The angels carried it, and Allah wrote it into the pages of destiny. A prayer sealed not with time, but with mercy. Years passed. Hassan grew old, and the village quieter. One dawn, as the call to prayer echoed over the hills, he returned to his Lord. They buried him beside the mosque. The wind that passed his grave always hummed with the same rhythm, as if whispering his unfinished dua. And so it remained, a prayer suspended between earth and heaven, because before Allah, no prayer is ever forgotten. 1,000 years passed. The world changed. Stone mosques became concrete towers. Lamps became LEDs. And the stars of the night sky blinked beneath the noise of cities. But the sky above, the same sky that had carried Hassan's dua, still remembered. And under that same sky lived a young man named Ali. Ali was a product of the modern age, connected, informed, but deeply empty. His apartment glowed with the light of screens, but his heart felt darker than ever. One sleepless night, he sat on his bed, scrolling through meaningless news. He felt a heavy silence in his chest, and from somewhere deep inside a whisper stirred. "Knock, it's time to knock." He froze. He didn't know where that thought came from, but for the first time in years, he felt the urge to pray. He clasped his trembling hands together and whispered, "Allah, if you can hear me, just show me the way." At that moment, far above him, a spark stirred in the unseen. It was the echo of Hassan's 1,000-year-old prayer, rekindled, alive again. Ali felt warmth spread through his heart, as if an ancient hand had reached across time to touch him. The next morning, he skipped work and wandered aimlessly through the city. He had no plan, no destination, but his feet led him to an old mosque he had never noticed before. In the courtyard, a gentle-looking old man was sweeping the ground. He looked up with a smile. "Son, could you help me move this rug?" Ali hesitated, then nodded. As they lifted it together, a strange calm filled him. The old man smiled again. "You know, sometimes," he said softly, "a meeting like this happens because of a prayer." Ali frowned. "A prayer?" "Yes," the man said. "A prayer that may have been said long before you were born." Ali didn't understand, not yet, but something in his heart began to glow again. That spark was the echo of a 1,000-year-old dua. From that day on, Ali began coming to the mosque every morning. He cleaned, helped, listened. No one knew who he was or why he came, but people began to notice the serenity that seemed to follow him. One day, the old man, the caretaker, approached him again. He held a small wooden box in his hands. "You've earned my trust," he said. "Let me show you something." He opened the box. Inside was a piece of parchment, aged and yellow, but the ink still clear. Arabic words flowed across it like light itself. "My Lord, if this prayer ever reaches a heart, protect that heart." Ali's breath caught in his chest. What is this?" The old man smiled faintly. "This is a dua written by an old scholar named Hassan bin Rafi, 1,000 years ago. I am one of his descendants. This scroll has been passed down through generations, waiting for the one it was meant for." He placed the parchment gently in Ali's hands. "And I believe, my son, that one is you." Ali's eyes filled with tears. At that moment, he understood he was not a coincidence. He was an answer. A prayer made in the silence of 1,000 years had finally found its echo in him. Ali held the parchment in his trembling hands. He couldn't stop staring at the faded ink, the way each word seemed to breathe. The warmth in his chest was no longer just peace. It was a calling. A voice inside him whispered, "Now it's your turn." The old man looked at him with knowing eyes. "My son," he said, "that prayer was made 1,000 years ago. But prayers are like seeds. Some bloom at once. Others lie hidden beneath the soil for centuries. Yet one day, every seed will rise to meet the light." Tears blurred Ali's vision. For the first time, he understood what faith truly meant. No word uttered in sincerity was ever lost. A single prayer could change not just one life, but generations. The next morning, Ali didn't go to work. He wandered through the city until he found himself in a small park. He sat on a bench and looked at the sky, the same sky that had once listened to Hassan bin Rafi. Light filtered through the clouds, and suddenly a thought struck his heart like lightning. A prayer is not just a request. It is a mission. When Allah answers a dua, He often does so through you. Ali felt a trembling peace spread through his soul. If the old scholar's prayer had reached him, then perhaps now it was his turn to continue it. From that day forward, Ali changed. He woke before dawn, went to the mosque, and helped clean the courtyard each morning. He never told anyone his story, but people began to notice. The mosque felt lighter when he was there. One morning, the imam approached him. "Son," he asked, "you come every day. You take nothing. You ask for nothing. Why do you do this?" Ali smiled faintly. "Because a prayer began 1,000 years ago, and I am only its echo." The imam placed his hand on Ali's shoulder. "Then, my son, let that echo reach others." One evening, a boy walked into the mosque. His clothes were torn, his hands bruised. His eyes carried the weight of guilt and pain. He approached Ali hesitantly. "Sir, I've done terrible things. Do you think Allah could ever forgive me?" Ali looked at him and saw himself. The same emptiness, the same searching. "He can," he said softly. "He forgave me too." That night, Ali taught the boy how to read from the Qur'an. Each word seemed to glow on the page, and as the verses filled the air, it felt as though Hassan's ancient prayer was whispering through the ages once more, "O Lord, give light to their hearts." Months passed and the boy changed. He began coming to mosque every day, helping others, smiling, learning. One day, he turned to Ali and said, "I prayed last night." "For what?" Ali asked gently. "For someone after me, that they may find Allah too." Ali's eyes filled with tears. He realized then, prayers never end. They pass from tongue to tongue, from heart to heart, echoing through time like an eternal flame. Years passed. Ali grew old. His hands weakened, but his sujud remained steady. One night, he opened the old parchment again. The words had faded, but they still shone faintly in the lamplight. If this prayer ever reaches a heart, protect that heart. Ali smiled. "It reached me, my Lord, even after 1,000 years." He took up his pen and added a final line beneath it. "And may my prayer reach another heart, 1,000 years from now." He set the parchment beside him and prayed one last time. "Ya Rab, let there always be someone who remembers you." By dawn, when the faithful came from far, they found him in sujud, motionless, smiling. Beside him lay the parchment, open and glowing faintly in the first light of morning. The imam wept as he read the final line. A prayer never ends. It only finds a new heart to live in. Centuries rolled by again. The city changed. The mosque was rebuilt with marble and glass. But one day, during renovation, workers discovered a small sealed box beneath the old foundation. Inside it, a piece of parchment, worn, fragile, but legible. The same words written by Hassan, and below them, Ali's trembling handwriting. This prayer will one day find another heart. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the city skyline, a young man sat quietly in the mosque courtyard, the warm light of dawn falling on his face. He closed his eyes and whispered, "Allah, fill my heart with your light." And far above him, the sky, the same sky that had once heard Hassan and Ali, whispered the same eternal Ameen. Because before Allah, no prayer ever fades. Time forgets. The world changes. But every sincere dua lives forever.